everybody. I'm back and good evening to you. So, Foodie Beauty just completed another live stream. This one went on for almost 2 hours and she was in a mood. Ooh, she's in a mood. And good news, everybody, she kept the camera off. So we don't have to look at her. I'm always happy when Foodie keeps the camera off. I'm completely fine with not looking at her. All I need is her voice to react to. So if that's all she wants to give, I am happy. So what's wrong with her now? Well, she's in Syria and she was complaining about the heat yet again, although she couldn't complain and she shouldn't complain because she chose to go over there knowing it was going to be hot. But every single day we hear the same complaints from Foodie. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Well, you're going to sweat if you're somewhere where it's hot and there's no air conditioning, there's no cool air. So knowing that, how can you complain? So she was going off about the reactors, going off about people talking about her content, blah, blah, blah. I'm just here to react to what she's saying. We also got some Twitter stuff that I want to go over. So y'all know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps, and this shouldn't take too terribly long because there's not a whole lot of stuff to go over, but the stuff that's there matters. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, WildGirlSarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the Twitter peeps, so you guys can keep up with all the stuff going on Twitter without actually having to be there. So let's start with this post, courtesy of Crochet with Ashmay, saying, quote, "This cheek is still more swollen than the other. I don't know why." At Foodie Beauty. Yeah, that's health weight loss program is out the door, eh? So Foodie complaining about her cheeks. One cheek is bigger than the other. I don't know if that's caused by a medical condition or weight gain or both, but that's been a thing for a while. And Foodie does her best to hide the fact that one cheek is bigger than the other. You know, she uses the hijab to tuck everything in, although it doesn't exactly work. But let's watch the clip.
This cheek is still more swollen than the other. I don't know why.
You know what, Foodie? I've been watching you for a long time. And anybody that goes back through your older content, you know, like the weight gain, I feel, has a lot to do with one cheek being bigger than the other because it wasn't that way before. It definitely wasn't that way before. It seems like the bigger you become, the more weight you gain, the more it becomes prominent, the more it becomes noticeable. And if you were in Syria and if you were losing weight, then it would stand to reason that wouldn't that cheek get smaller? Wouldn't your face appear smaller? But it's not getting smaller, it's getting bigger. So it would seem like you're gaining weight in Syria rather than losing weight. Yeah, I would think so. Because when you lose weight, one of the first things you notice about a person is their face might start changing. It's going to look different. Her face does not look any different. If it did, I would give her credit. I would say, you know what, Foodie, your face looks smaller. I can see more cheekbones and everything else, but I don't see any change in the facial features at all. So there she goes, complaining about her face. And here's like a still shot. As you can see, one cheek is definitely more swollen than the other. Coincidentally, those of you that remember Life by Jen, she had kind of this sort of the same condition on her face as well. One side of her face was more swollen than the other. People in the comments have said it might be face edema, although I'm not sure. A doctor could say more so than I could. But could Foodie be dealing with the same condition? I'm not certain. A doctor would know that, but I would not. All right, so Nana Spike T says, is it just me, or does anyone else think that Salah was born and raised in Syria? I mean, if he wasn't, how does he know so many people, so much family? How does he know how to get around? I'm sure there is so much Foodie Beauty doesn't know about him. Something to consider, something to ask questions about. He, from what I understand, was not born in Syria. His family left Syria to come to Kuwait. I don't know what age he might have been, if he was even born then. But if he knows a lot of people in Syria, how so? Huh. Interesting thing to think about. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, she is too stupid to realize one of her tells writing is Salah. She always uses emojis at the end of every comment. Mental health is logging in as your romance scammer and faking conversations to support the love in your fake marriage. Seek help. So a screenshot here. So clearly this is Chantal talking as Salah. And she's basically talking to herself, because when she does her post, she does emojis. So that's a really great catch, Fondue. Really great catch. I mean, Dee Dee has her tells. When she types, she does the double space because she learned to type on a typewriter. And that's just old school. But Foodie is doing like the new version where everything she types, she's got to do the emojis to make it seem like there's more passion or love there than there actually is. Okay, on to Bad Seed. And this is a post from Dee Dee. Bad Seed says, Foodie Beauty, be kind and gentle with your words. What a joke you are. Reap what you sow. So here's the post from Dee Dee 11 hours ago saying, hi guys, I did some online shopping and I will be doing a haul of what I purchased in the upcoming days. Amazon, Bath and Body Works, and Etsy. Random purchases of items I wanted to pamper myself with. Stay tuned for that. I will wait for all orders to be in, most likely early next week. About Nader. This is not the place for me to discuss YouTube. I am sure most of you would agree. Please be kind and gentle with your words. Much appreciated. Dee Dee. You know what, Dee Dee? You lied. You lied to your audience. You told everybody the two of you have broken up. That was a cover for Nader. We all know now what happened to him. He got into some legal trouble, not quite sure what it is, not quite sure what it's composed of, but he's in trouble. He's in jail, or he was in jail. I don't know if he's home. But isn't it something that you did that post saying the two of you are broke up? And now that it's been discovered that he's got legal issues, he might be in jail. Now you're saying, this is not the place for me to discuss YouTube. Although, weren't you the one that came onto YouTube in your community post telling people the two of you are broken up when nobody asked you? You didn't have to tell anybody anything. It's not like he's got a ton of viewers and people watching him. Nobody asked the question, so you didn't have to give an automatic answer. But you told people the two of you are broke up. And now that we know what's going on, now you're trying to cover up your lie by saying, oh, it's too private to talk about. But it wasn't too private when you wanted to reveal the two of you are broken up. Okay. Also, interesting thing about your online shopping. You know, I can't remember a time when you were with Nader that you did hauls for yourself. It's interesting that he's in jail now and you're doing these hauls. Is this another way to cover for him? That you're doing some self-care and you're buying stuff for yourself, but I can't remember you buying stuff for yourself when you're with him. So now that he's in jail, you're able to buy stuff for yourself? Huh. Interesting. So you went to Amazon, Bath and Body Works, and Etsy. Girl, where are you getting the money? Where's this money coming from? You ain't working. Nader wasn't working. Where's this money coming from? Did Chantal send y'all some money to keep y'all quiet? Is that what she did? I mean, she did have a YouTube payday. Did she slip you guys some money? And that's how you're able to go shopping? I mean, where's the money coming from if you ain't making it and he's not making it either? Moving on to Nana Spike Tea. The fact that Foodie Beauty has never experienced hospitality floors me. It's not only in Syria. Many cultures treat their guests and family graciously. You are such an uncultured person. Stop talking out of your butt. Yeah, hospitality is a thing. Hospitality is a thing everywhere. Y'all know I'm from Florida, right? Southern family. What are Southern people known for? Their hospitality. What will they do to you if you come to their house? They'll feed you. We will feed you. You come to our house, you are not going to leave hungry. If you walked in hungry, you ain't leaving the same way. You'll get all the food and more. As a matter of fact, my grandmother, who's no longer with us, like she was famous for her hospitality. Like, you know what she loved to do? She loved to tell people after you're done eating, take a plate home with you. She loved that. She loved to have so much food that even after you're done eating, she wanted you to take some of her cooking home with you. And trust me, if you were smart, you took it home with you because she was a doggone good cook, my grandmother was. Yes, she was. Biscuits as big as your hand, soft and fluffy. Oh my God, I miss her food. Anyway, I don't want to make myself hungry thinking about her cooking. But in my family, portion control was there's no more room left on the plate. And you come back for seconds and thirds until you can't eat anymore. But hospitality is a thing. You go to somebody's house, you go to family's house, you're going to get fed. And you're going to get fed very well. You might eat too much because the food is so good and you just can't stop eating. But if she has never experienced hospitality, it's because she has secluded herself away from people and not been part of any social circles, no friends, not hanging out with the family. I mean, if she had done all that, she would have experienced hospitality. But about that, Foodie, about the hospitality thing, you're in Syria and people are feeding you. People are being nice to you. It would just make sense to be just as hospitable back as what people are giving you. Don't be a taker. Don't just take the food, eat the food, and then not give any back. You know what I mean? Make a meal, at least one meal to give to that family, or bring them some groceries or something. Do something to say thank you besides say the words. Don't just show up there and hog all their food. Are you kidding me? Rude. Absolutely rude. Hospitality means they treat you and then later on you treat them back in some way. Bring them some flowers or some food or supplies or something. Don't be rude like that. Don't take and not give. All right. So Fondue Spider Beach says smelly blob of a person. So this person's comment. Pinky says, you look very uncomfortable. She is. She's very uncomfortable. She's in Syria. It's hot. It's really hot. She doesn't have her beloved AC keeping the temperature down in the 60s. She's boiling in her own skin. And I don't feel bad for her. She caused that to happen. But this person's comment, Doug, says, message for Salah. She's lying to you. As a holder of a Syrian passport, you will never gain entry to Canada. Not ever, ever, ever. You have the worst passport, second only to Sudan. This nasty, smelly blob of a person is scamming you. Yeah, I talked about that in my last react, the one that I just posted. She's playing a real dangerous game. If she is still teasing Salah with the possibility of getting into Canada, making him believe that there's still a chance it could happen somehow, some way, and she's doing it to keep him around, very, very dangerous game. Like, I don't know him as a person. I don't know if he has a temper. I don't know if he's capable of anything. But to sit there and tease someone with something that they really, really want for 3+ years, and at the same time, put them through all kinds of chaos and trouble, rip them up from their life in Kuwait to the point where they have to flee to Syria, and at the same time still teasing them with a dream. Dangerous, dangerous game. I mean, who knows what it can lead to. Kelly says, Foodie Beauty using other people for content is pathetic. She will never be making any of this food. It's too much work and she's too lazy. So yeah, this has to do with the food vlogs she put out. She did not make the food. She simply filmed somebody else making the food, and then she turned around and monetized the content. So this other person not only fed Foodie, spent an endless amount of time making all kinds of food, making bread, making the main meal. Foodie ate the food and she monetized the video. So she's making money off of somebody else's hard work and eating their food all at the same time. So here she is standing at the stove looking awful, barely stirring the food. I wouldn't let her anywhere near a kitchen. She might end up making somebody ill because she does not wash her hands. Okay, DX on Twitter likes to give the texted recaps of the live. So here's part of the recap. DX says, ugh, Salah is in the chat. Boo. She asked him what he had for dinner. Quote, my God, I could go for a pizza right now. By the way, in the live, it's 2:00 in the morning and she wants pizza. This is after she just got sick from KFG. She ate all that fried food, gave her bubble guts, and not even 24 hours later, she wants pizza. This gets really boring really quickly, actually. She's stealing and talking about scary movies, ranting angrily about people blaming her for Nader having a YouTube channel. Oh, yeah, we're going to blame her for that all day long because it's her fault. There was one live stream she did back in the Canadian villa where she was outlining every single thing that she did for him. I mean, she was running through the entire checklist. The fact that she created the channel, that she did all the thumbnails, she, created all the videos, edited all the videos, but she made the channel for him. I mean, there's a reason why that channel got monetized so quickly. Why? Because it was a sister channel to her main channel. So YouTube approved the monetization really fast. That also meant that all the money that the Nader El Shami channel was making went directly to her bank account. That is why he had to wait once a month to get his share of the money, because it wasn't going into his bank account, it was going into hers. That's why. She created the channel. She controlled the channel. She got access to all the money. I mean, Foodie is a sleazeball, but she's not stupid. She wasn't going to make a channel for Nader and let him have full rights and control over it. And then he starts making money. And then maybe he looks at her later and says, well, I'm making money. I don't need you. She wanted to make sure that he was completely codependent on her, so she retained control of all the important stuff. And she did. It was fully in her control. But yeah, we're going to blame her for Nader being here, because if it hadn't been for her talking about YouTube and wanting to have a couples channel with him, he wouldn't have been on YouTube at all. At all. Says that all of Nader's victims receive some sort of sympathy for being manipulated by him, except for her. She says this shows how unfair and twisted girl world is. Says she doesn't talk about Nader. Oh, girl, I can't wait to tear into you for this live stream. But let's cover this right here. Let's cover it. Nader's victims. Ma'am. You were never a victim for Nader. Let's get that straight right here, right now. You were never his victim. You're both sleazeballs. No doubt you are, but you were never a victim. You were never prey. You were always predator. You're both predators. There was never a prey in this situation, because you both actively, willingly, knowingly, and eagerly participated in the drama that happened. And either one of you could have said no to it. Neither one of you did. He didn't have a car. He couldn't come see you. You had a car. Every time you wanted to go see Nader, you went to his place. Even when he went to Montreal, you would make the 2-3 hour drive there and then the 2-3 hour drive back multiple times to see him, even after said allegations. What victim does that? What victim makes the kind of claims that you made about Nader and continues to see the person who is responsible? And here's something else. I don't know if anybody else has picked this up. So Nader's in jail. Where's her lack of celebration? Shouldn't she be celebrating? If she was a victim, shouldn't she be expressing happiness that he's in jail? I would think so. You would think so, right? He hurt her, right? He did so many awful things. Where's her complete happiness over that? Oh, he's in jail. That's where he belongs. Blah, blah, blah. Not happening. She's quiet. Why is she so quiet? She had a lot to say about all the things that he did to her, but he's in jail now and nothing to say. Gone quiet. Weird. Absolutely weird. She says she doesn't talk about Nader. She can't wait to talk about Nader. She talked about him in Kuwait. She's still talking about him in Syria. It's been years. For what reason does she continue to talk about Nader? She doesn't need to. And if she really hated him, she would stop talking about him. She knows that he has been holding on to her coattails for the longest, trying to stay attached, trying to have some relevance. If she really hated him for the things he allegedly did, she would shut the F up and just let his channel die off. But yet she keeps bringing him up for a reason, in my opinion. And the reason is because they're still talking and she's still obsessed. DX says, cursing, insulting chat, complaining about things FFG said. Says that all the audience does is complain, nitpick, etc., raging about dirty fingernails. And we are talking about Parmesan cheese. Says she doesn't care Charlie Gold lost weight. Well, if you don't care, then why are you mad? Why are you bringing it up? Why are you bringing it up? DX says, not sure who this is. Foodie played around with the AI. Not sure who this is, but recap below. Technical problems immediately. Raging immediately about FFG looking like Danny DeVito. So she's raging already. Chantal, what do you care what FFG looks like? And how do you know what she looks like when she doesn't come on camera? You weirdo. Fondue Spiteful Beach showing the screenshot of one of the super chats. Melee says, here, Salah, buy some earplugs. Is Chantal getting loud over there? Chantal getting loud. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, no bigger truth was ever told. ECP says, I'm telling you, Chantal, your biggest troll shares a bed with you. Well, you're half right, ECP. He doesn't share a bed with her, though. There's no way. A bed that would be needed for the two of them to share would be like a king size or a California king. I mean, she's a big woman. She needs her space. And he's like, what, 6'2"? You need plenty of space for somebody who's 6'2" and somebody who's almost 600 pounds. I mean, she would just fill up a queen size bed all by herself. So a full grown adult man with a 600-pound woman in a bed, yeah, definitely a king or a California king. If they don't have a bed that big, they're not sharing a bed. But he is her biggest troll, so you were half right. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. We got done pretty early, so let's move on to the live stream. And once again, I am so happy. I am so happy that she's not on camera. Thank you for that, Chantal. Really appreciate that. Okay, let's get started, y'all.
Number one, when I watched a bit of my replay, number one is I'm off camera. I'm sorry, but I really just did not even want to go live tonight. But I really missed you guys.
How can you miss your Beezers if you go live every day? You don't have any time to miss them. What do you mean?
Talking to you guys. But the compromise for me is that I can't be on camera, and
you don't want to be on camera. You know why you keep the camera off? Yes, I acknowledge it is very, very hot, and I'm sure keeping the abaya and the hijab on, it's just going to make you overheat more. I get that. I totally understand that. But there's also, I'm sure, other reasons why you keep the camera off. If you've taken something, you don't want people to notice that you're high, or maybe you just want to smoke the shisha and you don't want anybody to see, you keep the camera off for that reason as well.
I'll take lower views, whatever, because I don't want to get dressed. Like, it's just too hot. It is. Overnight hours. Yeah, Dana. Thanks, Victoria. Nina? Is that what it says? Oh, Tracy, then Teardrop, then Rachel, then Melly. Nina.
You know, Chantal, I really hope that because you filmed the woman cooking, you filmed it, you're monetizing it. I don't know how much money you'll make off the video, but I really do hope, as a thank you, to be fair, that the compensation for monetizing your video and making some coin, you're going to take that woman some groceries, buy her like a sack of groceries as a thank you, since not only did you monetize the video, but you ate the food, that you do something in return. Buy some food to replace the food that you ate. And also as a thank you for making money, because she was cooking. She was the one doing the cooking vlog, not you. I hope that it's not a situation where you just take and don't give back.
Okay. So another thing, like, yeah, I don't know. What is French Riviera? It sounds ritzy and out of my budget. What was I gonna say? Out of our budget. Hey, Lulu. I was watching some of the like chat replay yesterday from yesterday's stream. Yeah, Andre Marie and everyone who joined, hello. I didn't realize people were picking on Tracy. Now, if you don't like Tracy, okay, Tracy has been so supportive of me for so long. Okay.
Why don't you tell the truth? Why don't you tell the truth about the whole mod situation, Chantal? Are you afraid to tell the truth? Because if you are, I'm not afraid. Here's the real deal. Here's what I think. I think the people that are your mods, I don't know about Tracy, but you did mention that you talked to Teardrop on Telegram. There might be a few other people you talk to on Telegram, and I'm sure those people know some dirt on you. So to keep those people happy, to keep them from spilling the dirt on you, you got to keep them around, and you got to praise them every once in a while. And Tracy TX, she is such a thirst bucket. I mean, you can give her attention all day long and it still won't be enough. I mean, you and her both have that in common. Too much attention is not enough attention all at the same time. She's always yelling and screaming in the big shouty capital letters, Chantal, read my comment. She wants to be #1 mod or something. She's a weirdo. Absolute weirdo. I swear to God, if she could, she'd crawl into your skin.
Like a long time since as far as I can remember. I remember going.
And Chantal, since I do react to your lives and I include the chat portion, I have seen Tracy acting very, very badly. Like drunk with power. She thinks because she's got a wrench that she's in God mode. You need to reel her back in. You need to reel all your mods back in, the ones who are acting like that. But you know what? I'm okay with them acting like that, and I'll tell you why. Because the more they act like that, the more people that are in your chat, they're going to get turned off from being in your chat. And the more they're going to be like, well, screw this. What am I paying my membership for? What am I giving the view over here for? I am unappreciated. You got these mods that are drunk with power. I'll just go watch a reaction channel or a clip channel or something. If you want to let the mods ruin your chat, you go right ahead. When your views really start going down even further than what they already are, and you're wondering why is nobody here except for the mods, that'll be the reason why. Because you're letting the animals run the zoo. Do you understand? You're the zookeeper, but you're letting the animals run the zoo. They're out of the cages. They're running around. They're running amok. They're causing a ruckus. And you're not reeling them all back in. This is your chat. This is your channel. You're not doing your due diligence to keep the peace. And it's turning a lot of people off.
Going to just remember that I had that crisis going over to like anytime there's a crisis, she's the first one to want to call me, you know? So you know.
Huh. What was that? What'd you say? Whenever there's a crisis, she's the first one to call me. So she has your phone number. Okay. See what I mean? Her mods have personal contact with her off of YouTube. That's why she's got to keep them all very, very close to her and don't let them go. Because if she ever ticked them off, they might go to a reaction channel and start talking.
You know what? If you're going to pick on her, I'm not having that. If you don't like Tracy, block her on your end. Okay? Hey, YouTube lover, and move on. You're not allowed to attack my mods in here. If you can't respect that.
Well, wait a minute. What about your mods attacking the viewers, Chantal? You're not looking at the other side of things. You're looking at, I got to protect my mods. They know my dirt. They might spill on me if I make them too angry. What about your viewers? Screw your mods. Are they paying your bills? No. Are they responsible for the majority of the views on your channel? No. Are they the ones that are giving the majority vote as far as your memberships? No. Are they the ones that, when it comes to your cameos and your Feedy content, are they putting money in your pocket? No. So don't the viewers have some kind of say-so? Since the majority of them are helping you make money on YouTube? Yes. So don't dismiss your viewers, Chantal. How many mods do you have versus how many viewers? You got a lot more viewers than you do mods. And if all you have were the mods, you wouldn't be making much money at all. So yeah, you might want to stick up for your viewers every once in a while.
This might not be the chat for you, okay? Hey, Kitty Charms. No, I think that was Lindsay who sent me that blender system. Of course, she's gonna time to time block people because that's her. She's a moderator, and you know. So, if you don't like her for that, I don't know what to tell you, but whatever. So yeah, I know most trolls don't like mods, but that's just, that's too bad. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You know? Anyway. No, Booza, I won't be entertained.
Okay, I'm putting this out for a reason. Just Booza today says, can you talk about French fries, saying you never cut an onion before? Notice what just happened. Foodie did not start off the chat talking about Frenchie. It was a viewer that brought up Frenchie. You know what I think, Chantal? I think your viewers are so bored to tears over the lack of interesting content on your channel that to make it interesting, they bring up something that really ticks you off. Even your own subscribers, your own beezers are bringing up the reactors because they are so done with hearing about the same crap over and 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 over again. They're as done with this boring content as we are. And they're wanting some spice in the stew. It's been bland and cold for too long. They're like, let's heat things up. Let's get things going. They want to see you mad. They want to see you real mad. They want to see you get spicy, girl. You ain't been spicy in a minute. Your spice is stale. They're like, we got to heat it up in here.
Painting any of that bullshit. Okay, I would just, no, thank you. Yeah, there you go, dollies.
And by the way, just Booza today, for you to make that comment about Frenchie, Does that mean you watch her? Or you're following her somewhere, maybe on Twitter? Why are you bringing that up? Foodie's not bringing it up. Why are you bringing it up? Why? And why is it a topic of conversation anyway? If French fry girl is saying that Foodie's never cut an onion before, I mean, where are you going with this? Why are you bringing this up? Why are you talking about it? So what? Like, what's the point of all this?
No, I'm not on camera today, Rachel. That's why. So, I don't know how long I'll be live either, but the thumbnail. Someone's been using AI, right, Jessica?
Yeah, and that is you. You're using AI now.
It's called doing her job. Yeah. Hey, Paula.
And look at this next comment from Just Booza today saying Tracy does belittle us sometimes. These are your viewers giving you feedback about their chat experience, Chantal, and some of them, their chat experience has not been good. And I would think you being someone that you don't have a job off of YouTube except for your Feedy content, and how much of that are you getting these days? With you being in Syria, you can't film very often. You're hot, you're sweaty. You can even put your makeup on without it melting off your face. You can't eat your fast food. How many Feedies are actually floating you right now? How many of them are happy with your content? You can't do the content that they want you to do because they want you in an air-conditioned room. They want you to look halfway presentable. They want that makeup on. They want that fast food. They want fast food that they recognize, not off brands. They want all that stuff. And you can't give it to them. So I'm sure the Feedy requests have, gone down because of that. So I would think that feedback from your YouTube audience is important. And if somebody in your audience is saying, it's not good here, the chat experience kind of sucks, you should pay attention because you really need that money.
Hey, Mary. Well, just block her then, Booza. I mean, if you really don't like her, block her. You will not see a single comment she makes. Problem solved. Hey, country pie. Yeah. Do I feel better? Was I feeling? Oh, yeah, yesterday when I was sick. Yeah. I mean, after I sniffed that alcohol swab, it actually worked. It actually worked.
Oh, so that's what you were doing. So while you were doing the live, you were feeling the bubble guts, you were feeling nauseous, and you were sniffing the alcohol to fight the nausea. I'm not quite sure how that works or why that would work for her, but that's what she's saying. So how much of that alcohol were you sniffing, Foodie? So yesterday you had bubble guts because of the fried fast food, because you ate a lot of it. And tonight you're like, I want a pizza. You, just like Salah said, you don't learn your lesson.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Another viewer bringing up Frenchie when they don't have to because they want Chantal to get spicy. They want to talk about something other than the heat and food. Chantal's Country Pie says, French fried moron lied and said she was an accountant. And you care why? Why is this a topic of conversation with you, Chantal's Country Pie? Y'all really want her to talk about the reactors, don't you? You want to get her all riled up. She's in Syria. She's overheated. She's cranky. And y'all about to make her more cranky. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they do it on purpose. There's like a whole bunch of reaction channels and they keep bringing up Frenchie's name because they know, like, when it comes to Frenchie, Chantal spits fire. They really want to get her mad.
So, I mean, in front of a Syrian landmark. I guess. But yeah, I'm not surprised these morons came for her like one shot of her nail. They probably paused on it, zoomed in because they have no frickin' life. How about you try gardening for your own food? Hey Wanda, taking care.
How about you try gardening for your own food? Maybe if you had a garden, maybe if you did some gardening and you actually grew the food that you ate, you would take more pride in food and you'd appreciate food a lot more. Maybe if you learn how to make bread, like the process of making bread, then you would not eat so much bread if you had to actually make it versus just going to a store and buying it already made.
Care of several kids and see how clean your hands are, even if you do wash them. Sorry, there's a little bit of dirt. These people sitting in their frickin' smoky friggin' fart box themselves, doing nothing all day, complaining about dirty hands. Please. And
Ma'am, stop. Stop. You're back to smoking the shisha. Do you really have any room to criticize anybody who's a smoker? Even those that smoke cigarettes. You know, like your shisha session is equal to 90 cigarettes. Girl, even if I tried, I couldn't smoke 90 cigarettes all at once, but you do. You do. You're over there like hotboxing yourself with that shisha. Stop.
we saw her fingers. They look like piglets, you know? Piglet fingers.
Hey, Booger.
Anyways, I can't stand people like that.
Oh boy, the amount of pick me's in her chat. Pick me, notice me. More coffee, please, says, Hi, Chantal. I have just left a message for you on your previous video. Please read it. Trust me, she does. More coffee, please. She edits all of her videos. She holds all comments for review. That's why, even though she's a big channel, you'll only see a handful of comments. She only lets the nice ones go through. So don't worry.
So that's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, judge whatever you want. Okay, I'll try to remember more coffee. What is it? Just say it here. I wanted your friend to cook for me. That food looked great. I'm just too lazy to travel. Yeah, of course, YouTube lover. What else is new? It's 100% expected, anyways. Don't worry. Yes, we'll do some more cooking videos. Um, what? Jamaican patties. Thank you, teardrop. Long message, but all positive. That's cool of your friend to do that for you. Yeah, Zach. Hey, Cat Lou.
You know, it's so on brand for Foodie that she could have done a cooking vlog, but she knew she's not much of a good cook and she doesn't like cooking. She wanted to do a cooking vlog, but she probably thought, I suck at cooking. I don't know what I'm doing. So rather than me actually cook the food, because, it is my channel, I'll let somebody else cook it. And that way it looks halfway decent for a vlog. As I said, I hope you gave that woman some kind of compensation for eating her food and also for monetizing the video.
Yeah, right? True, Tracy. Yeah. No, the woman in the video, Nina, her fingernail was showed like maybe once for like a split second, and there was a little bit of dirt under it. So that's the content for them. There you go. Hey, Angela. Predictable, if nothing else, exactly. I want a garden so bad. Yeah, they have a big garden. They do like they grow a lot of their own food. So Hey, Blazing Banter. And a lot of people were confused. So I had got some comments. Hey, Shauna.
And you should be ashamed of yourself, Foodie, because I'm sure that they're growing their own food as a means to have food. So you should be ashamed of yourself if you went over there and you gobbled down all the food that not only did they purchase, but they took the time to grow for the purpose of feeding their own family. And you went over there and probably gobbled down a whole bunch of food that did not belong to you, that they took the time to procure somehow, or they grew in their own garden. So do the right thing and do right by them.
That, our house is so much nicer and cleaner, and they have running water. We do have running water here, but it's a different system in this building than what they have for water. And yeah, she has a very nice home. you know Actually, the original picture I took, I can put it on my community tab. It actually, they made my teeth weird in this one in the AI, but it actually kind of does look like mostly like the picture I took. You know, bulls to their moaning of a fingernail. Try living. Yeah, first of all, they freak out and say, "Oh, you're eating a meal," when people are.
And here's another complaint about foodies' lives. So Dr. Agathon Carver says these ads keep freezing my screen. Chantal, how many ads do you have playing when you go live? How many? That keeps happening to people. Girl, how broke are you that you're overloading your lives with so many ads it's freezing your live?
Poor and starving, and they're living poor, whatever, and then they make fun of the Syrian, like the people.
Wrong. Wrong. We don't make fun of the Syrian people. We're not. Have you been paying attention? We're getting on your case because you're over in Syria and you're over there gobbling down all the food, not just the fast food, which is fine because your money, go ahead and spend it the way you want to, but going into other people's houses, partaking of their hospitality. And so far, we haven't heard of you giving back. So you're going to other people getting fed, but you ain't doing nothing in return for them. We're not making fun of the Syrian people. What are you talking about? We think it's absolutely disgusting that you're over there in a conflicted country eating up all the food while there are people that are food insecure, that are starving, and you're not doing what you can do to help out the people in your area.
In my video, right? That's nice. They're just, I'm not even going to entertain them, but it's, I mean, just like, I just, it's unbelievable how gross these people are. And people just like completely accept that. They must be the same, all the same.
You know, Foodie, you want to talk about gross, you're gross. And I'm not even talking about your hygiene, which is plenty gross. When you were back in Kuwait, you were not only buying the fast food, which is, that's your choice, whatever, but you were going the extra mile, going to food banks and taking food from people that actually need it. And then the food that you would buy would go straight into the trash. I'm sorry, excuse me. The food you would get from the food banks would go straight into the trash. All the healthy vegetables and all that, you'd let them go to rot. Wasting food that should have gone to other people. So you would get your fast food, get food from a food bank, hold on to that, and then because it's healthy food, you want nothing to do with it. It would go to rot, go to waste. Taking food out of the mouths of people who actually need it. Unbelievable. Now you're in Syria. I guess making your rounds, going to people's houses, partaking of their hospitality, knowing all the while you're not going to give back. Disgusting.
Um, Oh, what did you say? Yeah, Millie. I didn't see what Teardrop said. Oh, sorry to hear that, Teardrop. Yes. I'll keep her in my prayers. Uh-oh, I hope she's okay.
And I really hope that you're not lying to people and telling them that you're pregnant. And that's why they're serving you drinks, thinking that you are pregnant. And maybe that's why they're giving you extra food. You're straight up lying to people and saying, I'm pregnant. So they're giving you drinks and food. I hope you're not doing that. I hope you're not lying to that degree.
Send me a message when you get an update if you don't feel like saying it.
Okay, this comment really ticks me off. Dr. Agathon Carver says they're watching you from their trailers and group homes. What do you expect? Excuse me? Dr. Carver, excuse me? Excuse me. Are you home shaming people? Are you? Are you shaming people for living in a trailer or a group home? Home is wherever you want it to be, whatever makes you comfortable. And home can be happy wherever you are. If you live in a cave and it makes you happy, it makes you happy. Who cares? But I find it funny. You're over there shaming people for being in trailers, perhaps, or group homes or whatnot. And yet, look at the way that Foodie's living now. She's not exactly living in a mansion. Not saying you have to be in a mansion to be happy. Some people live in mansions and they're not happy. But what is with all this home shaming? Where's that coming from? Stop it.
Ain't here, Teardrop, if you don't mind. Agathon, right? Like, what? Thanks, Dollies. Yeah, she is a very hardworking woman. Very. But yeah, I don't have a really good kitchen, so she's offered, her kitchen whenever I want to try to cook anything myself too, and she'll help me, you know?
I can't see you being much help in the kitchen. Knowing you, you would get in the kitchen, you would act like a toddler. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. Nya, 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 nya. And you would do it on purpose so the person whose kitchen it is would finally just give up in frustration and say, just get out. Get out. I'll do the cooking and I'll cook it right. That way we can all eat. We're hungry. If we have to wait on you to make the meal, we're going to be waiting forever. So just get out of the kitchen. Get out. Get out. Go. Just shoo you out of the kitchen. And that's exactly what you'd want them to do. Just play helpless and hopeless until they shoo you out of the kitchen so they can make a meal. So you wouldn't be helping in the kitchen. You would be a hindrance. You would be a burden. They would have to get you out of the kitchen to get anything done.
Yeah, more coffee, right? Some fast food kitchens. I try not to think about that. Thank you, Hope Pusher. Foodie fan forever. Yes. I will continue living my best life. Yeah, even though I have a heat rash right now. But I'm kidding.
She's probably not kidding. I'm sure she does have a heat rash. I really hope that you're taking care of that. That can get really nasty really fast.
Yes, sending you lots of love and prayers, you and your daughter, Teardrop. Oh, Zach, I'm jealous. That's nice. Yeah, YouTube lover. Yeah, it's nice to have people who are, nice and, yeah, I don't know. Ugh, I don't know, Nina. It's just, you were not built for the heat. They use your content to make money of themselves off of you. They're pathetic. Yeah, I know, Wanda.
This super chat, they use your content to make money for themselves off of you. They are pathetic. Wanda, Wanda. Can we talk, Wanda? Ma'am, once upon a time, when Foodie's channel was still in its baby stages, she was okay with the reaction channels, believe it or not. I know it's shocking, I know, but that's the way it was. She was okay with the reactors reacting to her because she thought, hey, they're reacting to me. That's going to spread my name all over YouTube. I'm cool with that. And she was cool with that for a long time until the money started to drop. But it wasn't because we weren't around at that time. We were, and there were a lot of us. We were not the reason why her money went down. It's just that she got more and more and more and more and more and more boring. A lot of people go to reaction channels because they want to keep up with the story, but they don't want to give her a direct view. But people always have a choice to go where they want to go. Nobody can force anyone to go where they don't want to go or watch what they don't want to watch. So when people are faced with door number one, watch Chantal on her channel, or door number two, watch her through somebody else because it's more entertaining, a lot more people pick door number two because the reactors, the clips channels, the archive channels, they work harder on her content than she does. What does she do? She turns on a camera and she talks. And the things she talks about are not interesting compared to the reaction channels that they add in the funny clips, the little gifs, the spicy, humorous commentary that make people laugh. That is why people come to us, because it makes it more palatable and digestible. I won't deny some of us make money off of Chantal, some more than others, some less than others. But on that note, Foodie is on YouTube doing content that she should not be doing. She is a food addict and she's using YouTube for purposes not intended and really not allowed. She's using her food addiction to make money off of YouTube. And she has structured everything to where not only is she monetizing her food addiction, but she's constantly on the lookout for enablers and supporters of said addiction. So when she gets on camera eating, what she's actually doing, ladies and gentlemen, is getting high in front of everybody and expecting to make coin at the same time. She's also hoping that some of those people in her audience that are the strongest enablers, the ones with the food fetish, that they go around the corner and down the block with her on Instagram, on Cameo to get those Feedy requests, because that's where the bulk of her money is made. Not on YouTube, off. And YouTube anymore is just a portal to meet up with those Feedies. Every time she does a mukbang, every time she eats on camera, she is in a way doing her own little infomercial of, hey Feedies, this is what I could do on YouTube. Imagine what I can do off of YouTube. I can make it a bit more spicy off of YouTube, but I'm showing myself. I'm showing I'm a big woman. I love to eat food. Call me, and let's see what we can do for each other. So she is making money on YouTube in ways she shouldn't. And to make matters worse, she's also doing adult fetish content on YouTube. And y'all know I got a big problem with that because adult fetish stuff don't belong here. The Feedy fetish, an adult fetish. Mixing in elements of BDSM sometimes, adult fetish. Okay. What else? The adult baby stuff, adult fetish. She mixes in all kinds of stuff. Talking about having accidents, the whole, like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to make it to the bathroom. That's kind of an adult fetish. There's so many things. Flashing on YouTube before. Flashing is an adult fetish. Exhibitionism. Doing chemicals. All that stuff don't belong on YouTube. So if she's able to get on YouTube and get away with doing all that stuff on YouTube, then shouldn't we be allowed to do our reactions and all we're doing is talking about what she's doing? I think so. I really think so.
Thank you for the super chat, Wanda. I appreciate you. Thank you.
If she's on YouTube making money off of fetishes and addictions, we should be able to make money with commentary. And thank you very much.
I don't have anything, Tracy, right now. I don't even know. Like, ugh. Thanks, Melodious. I'm glad a lot of you liked it and you're positive. Thank you so much. How Julia handling the heat, the haircut was a good thing to keep her cool. She's doing all right. I think the haircut helps, and then there's fans, and the floor is cool, and she has cold water all the time. You know?
Oh, and the power go out?
Eat so much ice. I think the lady that helped with the cooking video should have. Yeah, we're going to let her know for sure. Lawrence of Arabia. Nice statin cream. No baking soda. The only thing we have is salt and pepper. Like, our kitchen came empty, you know? So, I'm not going to, like, restock the whole thing. I don't know what we're doing, you know? So, hey, Island Dragon.
Yeah, why would it make sense to put cooking stuff in a kitchen that you're not going to cook in? What would be the point in that? She doesn't want to cook. Salah could stock that entire kitchen with cooking stuff. She's not going to cook. He knows her. Like, she's not going to cook. There's really no sense. She'll buy fast food all day long.
Dragonfly. Well, it was 40 degrees today, Celia. So, Big Beezer.
Hey, Booger.
Gold Bond. I remember that. They probably have something at the pharmacy. I don't know. But,
So you got heat rash, and you're not checking around for anything for your heat rash. So by that, I say stop complaining about the heat rash. Stop mentioning it. If you're not willing to fix it, stop complaining. Come here.
yeah, they have really nice hair, too. And they use olive oil for their hair care. They use olive oil for, like, everything. Moisture, like, you know, in moisturizers and soaps and shampoo.
Shut up for a minute, Foodie. Shut up. Queen Booger is making an appearance. She want to say hi. Hey, Booger. Brr. She burping. Come here. Queen Booger. Hi. Hello. Booger break. Booger. Look at this, Chantal. My cat loves me. She's up here. You want to scratch your ears? She's doing the baby thing. We're taking a booger break, y'all. Because I got both my hands full. You guys can see. I can't touch my keyboard or my mouse with you. You rub your ears. Like, notice that Julia does not do this with Chantal. Would never do this with Chantal. Chantal's forever saying that Julia swats at her. Laura doesn't swat at me unless she's playing with me. Hey. This is what love looks like, Foodie. When your cat willingly jumps up in your lap and you're like, hold me like a baby. Cuddle with me. There you go. You like that? I gotta do this for a minute or else she'll come right back up here if I try to set her down too early. Booger doesn't really meow at me. She burps. Trills. She does a trilling a lot. Huh, Booger? I love you. But I gotta let you down. Sorry. All right. Down you go. Come on. There you go. Love you. All right. On to the react again. Booger break over.
Who's If people are really calling attention to that, they're BSing. Like, please. That's how pathetic they've become, Scapegoat. Though that's why. I try to like not even mention these things, and I feel like people just like obviously Booza came in here just to start drama. Hey Yesenia, but normally like I try not to take bait, but like it's just how do people not realize how pathetic it is to like you know what I mean? Like it's just insane to me. But whatever, who cares? I'm sure nobody else is gonna care. Outside of Gore World. Gore World is like girl interrupted friggin' mental house. Coconut oil is good for your skin too. It smells delish. I know. Olive oil, yeah. When I saw how much olive oil was used in the recipe, I too was like, wow. But there was like no trace of it in the final result. It was crazy. Oh no, I didn't unblock no sugar. I don't know. I think they really were just like really inappropriate that day. And they pissed me off and I just don't really care. Like I got a heat rash, it was itchy too, went to a doctor.
No Sugar made one comment. From what I saw, No Sugar made one comment. And that one comment really got under Foodie's skin. No Sugar told her, what if Salah wants to find someone younger that can offer him more? That was basically a slap of reality right across her butt. And she didn't like that slap. Because I'm sure she thinks about that all the time. What if he finds someone? What if he finds a younger woman that he can make a family with? Someone that can maybe give him a child, or someone that can be a real traditional wife, someone who will do the cooking and the cleaning without any kind of provocation, or, hey, can you do something for me? And if you do it, I'll give you a food reward. Someone that's not so much of a headache. I'm sure she thinks about that all the time. She's worried about getting dumped. That if he finds someone better, if he finds someone that he's really attracted to or is more able, he might dump her. She doesn't really know him. 3 years and she doesn't know him. She doesn't know what he's capable of. And I'm sure she's seen a side of him in Syria that she never saw before. And it's making her think, what else does she not know? What other sides to Salah are there? And where those sides are going to lead to? She's an older woman. I don't know if he wants kids. I don't know if he has kids. But if he does want children, if he does want a family, he's not going to find it with Foodie. It's just not possible. And her trying to make a fake phony family with him using pets, not working either. Definitely not working. And Chantal, you want to hold on to Salah, but yet you are not doing your due diligence to do so. He's there for the money. You know that, right? He is so there for the money. You're losing your footing with Salah. The less money you make, the less you can hold on to him. He's not going to want to stick around if you keep losing money. And I'm sure he's looking at you and seeing what a liability you're becoming more and more, how much of a burden you are. You're a burden every day. He's got to be burdened with your whining, with your crying, with making sure you get fed so you don't throw a temper tantrum. You can't do anything for yourself. You can't cook. You can't clean. You're not self-sufficient. You are not independent. You are nothing that he can rely on. And you're in really bad health, and that's getting worse. What's going to happen if something happens to you? He can't take care of you. His family is not going to take care of you. You are in a place where there's not top of the line health care. If something serious happens to you medically, are you going to be able to get proper medical care? Probably not. So he might be looking at you and thinking, this ship is sinking. It's sinking fast. I don't know what I'm going to do if it sinks all the way, but it's going down. There are holes in the bottom, the water is coming through, and it is sinking. And at some point, I got to jump off. So if I got to jump off this ship, what's next? He might already have that in his mind and be preparing for it. You just don't know.
Doctor, I think the cream had cortisone in it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Andy. I think that's right. But I just forgot to unblock her, actually. But avocado oil is where it's at. Zinc oxide. Thanks, Jennifer. All they do is look for things to complain about. Exactly.
And all you do is complain. All you do is complain. Every stream, every live stream, the same complaints. It's hot. It is so hot. You talk about the weather. You complain about the electricity going off. You explain in detail what Salah has to do with the solar power. How many times have we heard that stuff? We don't need to hear it again. We get it. Same details all the time, same complaints all the time. Find something new to complain about, please. Thank you.
Imagine just watching like a cooking video, and the one thing you take away from that is like stupid things, like very nitpicky, like, you know, zooming, like just like paying attention to the dumbest things. You're right, YouTube lover. Yeah, it's weird. They were weird, yeah. Hey, cheeseburgers. Is it like nutritional yeast? It kind of, no, not really scapegoat. It's kind of like Parmesan. She was acting a fool. Welcome salam, Umi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking that, Zach. Like, imagine I could cook them church basement spaghetti. Oh yeah, diaper rash cream. Oh, I don't know, man. It's
Yeah, why don't you do that? If you can cook church basement spaghetti, why don't you? Why don't you cook up some spaghetti and give it to the neighbors? They're serving you food, give them some food too.
just like,
If you can't cook them something that they are familiar with, cook something unfamiliar. At least it's the gesture that counts.
there's a little heat rash on the back of my neck because like it gets like sweaty, you know. So I try to put like a rag, and they really are big weird. It beyond, yeah. Super nice of her to teach you how to cook. Yeah.
I don't think the woman in question in the vlog was teaching Foodie to cook. She would be teaching her if Foodie was interested to learn, but she's not. Foodie just let her cook the food while she watched. And then she made a point during the vlog to act like she was cooking when she really wasn't.
You know, if you have several hanging bellies, I don't have a heat rash in my belly. Thank you anyway, Ellie. Maybe you're projecting.
Ooh, spicy. Oh,
Monkey butt powder, Corvus. Yeah. Hey, Fernanda. His toe, yeah, I mean, he's got to go back to the doctor soon. I got to get new clothes. You get heat rash very easily?
and that might be another tell that you're gaining weight, Foodie, because you might be getting new clothes because you're gaining weight. Your clothes are not looking loose on you. That might be contributing to your heat rash if the skin can't breathe and can't regulate the heat, and there's moisture that could lead to heat rash. But if you were in Syria and you were losing weight like you claim, why are you having to get new clothes? I mean, I agree you need new clothes, but Could it be because you're gaining weight and you're literally busting out of your clothes again?
Uh, yeah, right, right, always. I don't know, no more money. Oh, nice acidic. Congrats. Is a troll, yeah. Not a funny one though. August is in a week. Yeah, another month of intense heat. Yay. Syria needs a Penningtons. Well, now that the sanctions are lifted, maybe they can have one. I don't know, Jill. I have to look into it. Agathon. I don't know. I don't care about being fat on camera. I'm not self-loathing like most of these insecure people on here that just crap on the same fat women all the time.
Chantal, your size is your concern. If you want to be 1,000 pounds, if you want to be 900 pounds, if you want to be 700 pounds, that's your decision. I know that you try to fool your own audience into thinking that it's all about your weight. All we talk about is your weight. But that's not true. Because notice we don't talk about Hungry Fat Chick. She's got a bigger channel than you do, and she's a big woman too. Notice we don't talk about her. Now, if the focus was let's find a very overweight person and dump on them because of their weight, then there'd be a lot more people that we'd be reacting to. We focus on you because of your problematic behavior and your bad choices and your bad decisions, which you just don't seem to stop making. You try to say fat shaming, fat phobia. It's not about your body size. It really isn't. You're just a mean, nasty person. And you'd be a mean, nasty person if you were 120 pounds or 110 or 100. You got a lot of ugly going on the inside. As a matter of fact, if you were a smaller size, you might actually be 1,000 times worse because you'd be all in your arrogance then. All into it. You're bad now. You'd be 1,000 times worse if you were smaller. You'd be one of those people that once upon a time you were a big woman and you had the experience of being a big woman and all the struggles of being a big woman. But if you lost weight, you would be that person that once upon a time you were big and you would look down your nose at anybody else who was big. You might talk crap about them. You'd be all on your high horse.
Can you get clothes made there? Oh yeah, I gotta check into that. Troll or spy, depending on who you're talking. Leo is in that his house. I stay in.
And Dr. Carver, once again, complaining about the ads. They got kicked out by the ads, they say.
Melly.
And yet Chantal won't turn them off or cut them down. Y'all, just so y'all know, did you know that as a YouTube content creator, when you do videos or you do live streams, you can control how many ads are placed on the video or live? And you can even specify what kinds of ads are shown. It's true. It's absolutely true. So she can control the amount of ads that are being placed on a video, and she's not. She's letting YouTube decide how many ads are on the video. And YouTube, they go bananas. I've actually had some comments recently that I'd like to address, and they weren't of a harmful nature, mind you, but just something to be known. So, just so y'all know, when I do a React video, I do control the amount of ads to a certain degree. The most you guys will see on any of my Reacts is like 4 or 5 ads. That's it. If there is anything beyond that, YouTube it's their fault because they are placing the ads. They started that thing recently where they're placing extra ads on videos. Even if you manually say, I only want this number of ads, they place extra ads on top of that. So for anybody who might be getting bothered by the amount of ads, I apologize. I only place like 4, maybe 5 ads. The rest are YouTubes that they're putting on because they are greedy and they want that extra money.
Weird. Hey, Miller. No, just lurking. I never got paid from Teespring.
Yeah, I heard that was a problem. I have heard through the pipeline that Teespring isn't paying people.
You're 61, Shauna? Oh, your birthday's coming up. If Amber and I could beat Charlie at weight loss. Like, I don't even think about her. I don't even...
See, there we go again. People in our own chat bringing up another reactor. So first they brought up French Fry Girl. Now they're bringing up Charlie. They really want to get things started. There are some instigators in her chat. They're like, we're bored. We're going to bring up the reaction channels because we want you to really get mad. They miss her mad.
I don't care if she loses a pound. It's not a competition. Like, I don't care. Like, good for you if you lost weight. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't really, I don't care about that at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so...
The thing is, anybody reacting to Chantal, even if you're a viewer, if you have a profile picture or you go live and if you're a reactor, if you're gaining weight or you've gained weight or you're of a bigger size, she's got something to say about it. But for anybody who's losing weight or has lost weight, then she goes dead quiet. Doesn't want to talk about it.
Do some cotton abayas. I would like some new ones, yeah. Where are you going, Missy? Get over here, sticky legs. Her legs. It looks like she walks funny because of her shaved legs. But it's just because they look funny, The merch club.
I'm actually concerned about Julia because we haven't seen her on camera lately. Has something happened to Julia?
I think I will do merch collab now. Why would it? What? Why? You have more important things to do. Yeah, I guess. For now. It's 1:30 in France. Brooke. You should never be in competition with anyone other than yourself. Your old selves. Zach, what?
But Chantal, you're in constant competition. Like you're in constant competition. Like you're controlling, you're possessive. You don't let Salah go anywhere or do anything because you're jealous. You're in competition with everything and everybody all the time.
What? I know, she does look very good, very young. Can hit on Salah behind the scenes. I'm telling you, there's some crazies.
Chantal, you are fooling yourself if you think that anybody wants Salah. Like I said in my previous react, for what reason why any woman would want Salah? Answer me that. What is about him that a woman would desire? As far as looks go, he ain't all that. I mean, come on now. He ain't all that. He doesn't have those suave, debonair kind of looks. He's not the pretty boy that he thinks he is. You understand? So in the looks department, he's not movie star quality. He'll forever be known online as a man who attached himself to the likes of you to make his way. So he's already proven to the women of the world that he's not willing to stand on his own 2 feet, be independent, handle his business. He wants to take the lazy way out and find someone, anyone, including you, to pay his way. So he's not responsible. And when it's time to make a decision about, I'm with somebody who sucks, maybe I should get away, he's not making that decision. He's not saying to himself, I got to do what's best for me. I got to take care of my emotional health, my mental health, my physical health, and get away that which is toxic. No, he's holding on to the toxic just for the money. So he's also proven that he's greedy, lazy, shiftless, good for nothing, loser. Why are women going to run after that? Why? Explain it to me. What makes him attractive to women? I don't see anything. If anything, I see someone that women should run away from, not run to.
Who cares, do you? Yes. That's all you can do, man. You know, oh, I don't like the podcast either, guys. I really don't. But I don't like to be super hot either. Ugh. Ice pack on your neck. I need to do that. Yeah, truly, Sophia.
And the crazy thing about the whole thing with Chantal and Salah, when you think about it, it's a situation of, I don't want him, but I don't want anybody else to have him. I'm going to hold on to him just because I can. I'm going to hold on to this man that I am not being physical with. I am not being intimate with. We are not bonded. We do not have an emotional tie between us. There is no love. We're just work buddies. I'm alone most of the time. He's good for nothing, but I'm going to hold on to him because I can. I'm going to keep him away from other women, even though he's really not good for me. And I know he's not good for me, but he's here, and I'm going to keep him here. I'm going to hold myself back, and I'm going to hold him back from being with someone that could actually make him happy. So by holding on to him, she's making herself miserable. But she fools herself into thinking that she's got something valuable when it's not valuable. It's worthless. This whole Salah arc is useless. It makes no sense. But let's hold on to it because that's all we've got, right, Chantal? If that's all you've got, you ain't got much. And it's certainly not worth holding on to. But you see it differently.
I don't know, Mad Dog. I guess if that's how you think, but I don't really like to think that way. I like to challenge myself.
How so? The only challenge that you're giving yourself right now is you're trying to challenge yourself with the thought of, how long can I hold on to a man that's around for money? Like, how little can I get away with making where he will stay and not leave? Like, are you challenging yourself that way? Are you trying to figure out what is the least amount that I could make, that I could give him, that he's going to be happy with before he reaches that breaking point below that where he says, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Like, are you challenging yourself to see what you can get away with him?
In certain things.
Like what?
Like, oh my gosh, could I live? Could I could I go to Kuwait? Could I go to Syria? Could I go to Thailand?
All of those places that you just named, you only wanted to go to those places after you messed up your life in Canada and you could no longer be there. You wouldn't have gone to those places in the first place had you not messed up your life in Canada. You would still be there with the dispensaries, with the food, with Nader, being close to him because you're still obsessed with him, even to this day. And that's why you've never shut up about Nader. But you only wanted to travel when staying in Canada meant you got to deal with the tax man because they're still after you. They still want their money, and they're always going to want their money as long as you owe it. And you could have figured that out and gotten it solved long ago, but you were too busy spending your money on fast food and then pooping it down the toilet. So here you are in Syria because you don't want to go home and fix your mess.
All the people trying to go after Swordfish just because you were with you. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Melly. Carolina, hey! Thank you! You, Carolina. Who got it? One thing I will say, and I heard your mama say this, and I think it's absolute BS, is blaming me for giving Swordfish a channel.
I blame you. I rightfully blame you. You brought him here. You brought him onto YouTube. Before you, he probably didn't even consider YouTube, had no interest in it. But then you met him and you started running off at your mouth about, I'm Foodie Beauty and I got a big channel and I make all this money. And that perked up his ears. Ooh, making money, huh? Huh. I think I want some of that. So you made a channel for him and you made the content and you edited the content and you made the thumbnails. And why did you do all that? Because you were thinking making a channel for Nader meant that you could ingrain yourself in his life that much more. By creating a situation where you made him a channel and you filled his ears with all the money you guys could make together, he'd be on board with that. So you made sure that you filmed the content. You never taught him how to make his own content. You never taught him about making thumbnails, which is pretty doggone easy. You didn't want him being self-sufficient and independent of you in any way. So by keeping all that knowledge to yourself, he would always need you. And that meant more time spent around him. And you kept that system in place for a long time. A long, long time. I mean, he could have learned all this stuff on his own, but he let you do everything and you were very happy to do it. No matter how much you complain about it, you still like the fact that he was codependent on you for that. But had you not introduced him to YouTube, he would not have been here. It's your fault.
Like, I don't get how people see it that way. You know? Hey, Ruby.
And you were all too eager to tell us about everything you did for him, YouTube-wise and not YouTube-wise. Oh, I bought his food. I got this. I got that. I made the channel. I made the thumbnails. I helped him get monetized. You were promoting the channel, encouraging your beezers to sign up over there. That's why the number that he has because of you. Had he been just some regular person on YouTube, his channel would not have the numbers that he does. But those numbers aren't really doing much good for him now since nobody watches him and he gets, 8 to 10 people in chat versus what he used to get. The majority of his audience is your beezers. And they don't watch him anymore. Like when you walked out of the room, it was noticeable, very noticeable. And that's why to this day, he still talks about you. And there's a part of you that misses him because that's when you made the most money. Crackhead Olympics. You haven't made money like that since then, or even before that. You miss that money, Chantal. You do.
First of all, we didn't know that he was a complete, you know what, like abuser until months later. At which point, like, he already.
Girl, I do not believe even half the stories you told us then, because they did not make sense. I don't believe them. Nope. No, ma'am. Never saw you look scared around him. You kept going back and forth to his house and you didn't have to. What kind of a victim of DV gets online and can sit and talk about things that allegedly happened with a group of strangers? Nobody. And how many people are actual DV victims can sit there and, while you're remembering things that happened to you, like you're reliving it in your head, you're telling all these details with no visceral reaction, no emotional reaction. A lot of people that go through DV, they start talking about the things that happened to them. You can see the emotional responses from that incident or incidents playing across their face. You can hear it in their voice, how painful it was, even well after it's over. That never happened to you. What victim taunts their abuser? What victim meets up with said abuser in motel and hotel rooms well after the allegations of what they did? So he allegedly hurt you, but you had no problem spending time with him alone in a room, partying with him, doing chemicals with him. You felt safe enough to do all that? And you expect me to believe that you're a victim? Nope. Nope. Funny thing is, you paint yourself a victim, but Chantal, you're a predator in your own right. You prey on people. Sure do. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You're a predator. You prey on people. You try to prey on Nader. But you'll never tell your beezers that part of the story. You'll never show your true face. You'll never say to people, yeah, I'm a predator too. I prey on people. I look for guys that don't have a job or don't have much money. And I try to sucker them into my sticky web of lies with my money. And then once they get caught, I wrap them up in the silk of greed and they get choked on it. Then I suck them dry and I only let them go when there's nothing left to take, or I get completely bored of them. Happens every time.
Already was on the channel and then wanted his own channel. Like, it's not hard to figure out how to make a channel at all.
But he didn't make it though. He did not make his own channel. You made it for him. He got monetized really fast. How is that possible? Monetization takes a while, y'all. There's a lot of hoops you got to jump through to get monetized, to get part of the YouTube partner program. Y'all know that? When you're a YouTube content creator, the old system was you had to have X amount of hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. YouTube actually lowered some of the requirements. Now it's 500 subscribers, plus you got to get, I don't know how many watch hours in. Then after you jump through those hurdles, then you got to check your YouTube studio, and they tell you to set up Google AdSense. Once you accomplish that, then they're like, okay, we have to send you a little key code through regular mail, which can take like 3 or 4 weeks. You got to get the little PIN number key code thing in the mail, enter it into your Google AdSense, and then off you go. But even then, after you get the code, it's going to take at least a couple of months to get paid from YouTube, and only once you hit like $100. They won't send you anything under $100 until you hit that $100. So even when you get monetized, it's going to take maybe 2 or 3 months to get up and rolling. He got monetized like that. Why? Because he got monetized through her. Her channel was already monetized, so the approval process was a lot faster. And I'm sure that no code was sent through the mail. A channel always belonged to her.
Create channel is pretty much what you press. But anyway, I don't feel like I have to explain myself. I told him that was stupid of him to say that. Yeah. 3 of the same viewers, yeah. So. Yeah, that's all my fault. I know.
It was your fault. You wanted the money, but more importantly, you wanted the guy. And you felt that you could tie the two together, combine both, and have both. And you weren't wrong. You got both for a long time. You got the money and you got the guy. All that drama, all that stuff that happened, you wanted to hold on to the guy. So you felt that if you got him addicted to the money and the attention, that you could indefinitely hold on to him, that he would be yours. You could own him. Well, guess what? You didn't own him at all. Not that anybody would want to, but for some reason you did. You wanted that.
Yeah. It's like it's everyone else, like every other woman that this person is that is a victim of this person gets some kind of like recognition of that as being manipulated by them, except for me, you know, like everything is
because you were never a victim. You weren't. It wasn't like you met up with a guy by chance, by happenstance, and something happened and that was it. No. You kept going over there. Even after the reaction channels warned you, we warned you, we let you know that Nader was on swinger sites, dating sites. You were trying to nail him down then and say, this is my boyfriend, this is my man. And we exposed it. He's on different dating sites. And then his criminal past was revealed. Didn't care about that at all. We warned you. This is not a man who believes in monogamy. That's just not his way. You got in way over your head, Chantal. What happened? Did you want him so bad that you struck up a business deal with Nader and said, oh, it's just business. Just you and me be doing business. We're not in a relationship. It's just business. And he was okay with that, I'm sure. That it's just business. But then in true Chantal fashion, you got your feelings all mixed up in the mess, didn't you? All mixed up. What is that you said before? You said, I just have to get into his house. By striking up these little business deals, it goes beyond getting in a guy's house. You want to get into a guy's life. You want to creep your way in the door, get all the way in, and then take over. Own the person, possess them, treat them like an object. The money is just something to get the door unlocked. But then you get in and you integrate yourself as much as possible on purpose. And then once you feel you're all the way integrated, all up in there, then you start showing your true colors. How nasty, controlling, insecure, jealous you can be. You show that side of yourself once you think you got full control. I'm sure Nader saw it. I'm sure Salah has seen it. I'm sure both men dealt with it. I'm not saying they're good guys. They both suck. They're both horrible. And there's a price to pay for being someone and you give over the responsibilities of your life to another person and say, hey, carry this package for me. I know it's heavy. I don't care. I don't want to carry it. There is a price to pay, and they both paid it. Not all the way, but they did. That the price that you pay for letting somebody else work and pay for your stuff is you had to deal with their nonsense and they dealt with yours. Lesson learned, I guess. But you were never a victim. You can't be a victim if you willingly put yourself around people and in situations and don't remove yourself. You continue to be there, you continue to go there, you continue to do things. You just don't step away when you need to.
My fault. It's so weird. And it's, you know what? It's just like, it just shows people's mentality, you know? Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm so sick of talking about anything to do with gore worlds. I'm sorry, but it's just so icky and negative and toxic, you know? Carolina, I always watch you in there. You defend Chantal. I love it. Yes! Faced lip. Oh! Really, Jill? Okay, thanks for the tip. That's okay.
You know, it's so funny she's sitting there talking about being a victim. Again, isn't it weird? Isn't it strange that you would think this victim, Chantal, this victim who is so eager to tell us all about what Nader was doing to her, how horrible he hurt her, saying she was a victim. He's in jail right now. Nothing to say about that? Why is she so quiet? Why isn't she celebrating? Why isn't she going off and saying he deserves to be in jail, blah, blah, blah? Why aren't we hearing that talk from her? Strange, huh? You would think someone who was a victim of something, some crime perhaps, some injustice, would be going off, celebrating, expressing some sentiment of, I'm glad they're in jail. They hurt me so much. Nope, nothing from her. Very strange indeed.
Okay, Ruby. Thank you, dollies. Please pick my next nail color. Okay, metallic green. No, oh wait, it's summer. Egg yolk. It's getting tiresome, right? You would think it would be, Zach, like years ago. Hey, plain cheeseburgers. I love that.
And another thing, Miss Ma'am, and I know you hate me bringing this up, but you're a wrathful creature. How is it and why is it that despite you being a victim and Nader hurting you and you going after him, neither one of you morons ever went after each other? He could have gone after your channel. You could have gone after his. You could have had his channel taken down. Why didn't you? Why is it that out of the 140 plus privacy complaints that Nader had against the reaction channels, never once did he go after you? And never once did you really go after him? You talked all kinds of trash, but when push came to shove, you didn't shove hard enough at Nader. Although, of all the people on YouTube that you say have wronged you and made you angry, the one person on YouTube that you claim hurts you the most, you've done the least to. I think that's very telling, ladies and gentlemen. Very telling indeed.
An emoji, the girl world barfy face. Hi, sweet baby girl. Anyways, let's talk about anything else. Love is blind. Ugh. For me to get her own place together. Yes, teardrop. Ditch the hubbies. No, I'm just joking. Hey, Saber. You had a dream that you had to start cleaning chicken breast? What is your favorite Studio Ghibli movie? Probably Spirited Away.
This is an interesting question. Plain cheeseburger. And no, I don't like you, Plain Cheeseburger. You still suck. Plain Cheeseburger says, does Salah say anything to you when you mention your ex? You know, I think that Salah knows about Nader, but I don't think Salah cares. I think Salah's got people on the side that he goes to for personal time, and Chantal talks to Nader, or she did until he went to jail. But Nader's always been her obsession, and Salah has his little private life going on the side. So maybe the agreement is you do your thing on your side, I'll do thing on my side, and we can leave each other alone intimately. But Salah is just the on camera whatever, but Nader is the one that she's still obsessed over. And Salah gets his bells ring elsewhere. So I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about if she's talking to Nader or talking about Nader. It doesn't bother him.
Or Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know what the next recipe will be. Actually, I do know. But it's going to be a surprise. Thank you. Brooke is now a member. Hey, Katie, thanks. Baking is a science. It is.
Okay, pardon me if I blaze through some of the food talk because I really don't care.
Of course. She sure is. Because we miss you here.
Oh boy. So this is the part of the live stream. Foodie actually woke up Salah. Here's Salah saying, babe, I dreamt that Melee gifted more than 5 people here. Then you woke me up with your loud babe. So she woke him up. She wanted to wake him up.
Action Pizza, Al-Kindi, Damascus, Corvus. You guys are looking up the restaurants. It's too funny. Hey, Alicia. Oh my gosh, I could go for pizza right now. No joke.
Is that why you woke him up? Because you had a snack attack? You woke him up because after the stream was over, you had to go get pizza at 2 in the morning or try to?
2:30.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Remember when she was in Kuwait, she'd have her little snack attacks and she would be telling Salah, babe, I want some donuts, babe. Bugging him all night long for doggone donuts.
Salah, stop the cap. Yeah, he's trolling us, guys. Hey, Barbara, what did you have for dinner?
Oh, snap. Salah says, how can I block your loud voice? Shaking my head. Earplugs. Get some earplugs. You know, I would be living if Salah, if she starts yelling, babe, and you hear in the background, shut up, I'm trying to sleep.
Excuse me, Bay. Hey, Lady Lagos.
She just saw his comment.
Harissa. Here they use, it's called Muhammara. Right, babe? Is that what it's called? Oh, wow, Katie. What is that? You had a heart surgery?
Like he's over there, his toe hurts. He had something going on with his toe. He's trying to sleep. And she's waking him up at 2 in the morning. For what exactly? No reason, just because she can.
It took me a minute. I'm like, oh, as in baseball cap. Was it easy with paperwork? I don't know. I think we're extra crispy. Salah took care of the paperwork, but she just basically needed a 6 cents. Worst dad joke. Dad. She needed to be microchipped, have a pet health certificate. All her Couldn't get the first.
Like, Chantal, you woke Salah up for what exactly? Like, you're just talking. There's no emergency here. You woke him up for what?
First loop started. Salah's a rare form.
No, he's just mad. This is not rare form. I'm sure, like, him being snarky is not a rare occurrence. He's just mad. 2 in the morning and he's awake. He's mad.
All right, Omi, thanks for being here. In a blocking mood. Oh, it's 444 there. It's 2:45 here. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's almost 3 in the morning and she's waking him up. That's not going to go over well.
Is Julia to replace Stephen Colbert on the Late Late Show of BBJ? I love chicken too. The thumbnail. Well, you made fermented garlic? Crazy Frog did surgery. True, Jill.
Keep being boring, Chantal. I'll shut you off right now. Where is my react at right now? At almost 2 hours. Keep being boring. I will not mind at all. I won't complain if I cut this off right now.
The spiders. Nicole. She came to see Mom. What?
She did not come to see you. That cat hates you. Why would she come up to you? Stop acting like Julia actually cares for you.
What? True. Madonna's your spirit animal? Really, Teardrop? Me too. The AC. Crispin Glover? Say your last words. I don't know, Jenna. I don't think so.
Man, the mods in Chantal's chat are block happy. Block, 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 block. Y'all keep blocking people over there. There won't be nobody left.
Angela's ashes. Oh,
Yeah, keep blocking people over there. And then, Chantal, when you get mad and say, like, why are the reaction channels growing? Why are they getting more subscribers? There's your sign. You're driving people over to us. Thank you.
that's the history one, right? Or am I... What one is that about again? Do you like Cormac? Who's that? I can't find it. And I'm not paying for that movie again. Oh my gosh, no. I mean, I don't want to pay to rent it. Today you had a Laura Secord ice cream? Oh, thanks, Layla. I hope to do more videos.
Oh, y'all hear the sound in the background? She's eating something. That's why she's got the camera off. She's eating something. And what is this? Zach says Neo Tarot is reading Kevin. No, she's not. She has not done a reading on Kevin.
Oh. What?
But I love the fact that Kevin is reading Chantal at like 3 o'clock in the morning, every morning. Thank you, Kevin.
Harvey's yum. They do not have Doritos that I've seen. They might go.
Like, she just wanted to sit off camera, have her hijab off, and eat. She wanted to have her munchies.
I do miss microwave cheese, but I could put cheese in a pan. The corn song. Money buddies.
Okay, you know what? We're done here. She's eating, she's munching. There's nothing really much to say. So we're done. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.